come in, get them to spend their money, and leave. I don't want to educate their children. I don't want to have to, you know, have food stamps for them or everything. I want them to come in, spend their money, have a great time, and go home. And leave the money here so we can spend that on our own residents of the state of Missouri for the much needed programs that you all have to work with. For every dollar we invest in tourism, the state receives $2.50 back for that. Pretty good return on the investment. And direct impact of $46.81 on Missouri's economy. Thank you so much for your support of tourism.
And I think this will be good information for you to share with your colleagues that don't understand how deeply rooted tourism is to the economy. Of course, you know that the tourism industry is comprised of a number of sectors: transportation, lodging, food services, entertainment, and retail. However, when you look at the indirect and induced expenditures, we have an impact of almost $12.3 billion to the state of Missouri's economy. And you can see some of the additional information there. I think this is a pretty good visual to be able to tell the tourism story. The vast majority of the funds that we receive are directly going into marketing the state of Missouri. On page 8, you'll see some additional tourism numbers. We attempted to show you the impact. 7.7 million people are employed in the U.S. travel industry across the country. In Missouri, as Chairwoman Bennett expressed, 287,000 Missourians are employed. And again, it's our job to retain those that are currently employed, to hopefully recruit additional ones, and to provide new opportunities for growth in the tourism industry. When motor coaches come to the state, and Missouri is one of the top motor coach destinations in the country, they are leaving an estimated $22,000 in visitor spending per motor coach. And you'll hear in a moment how we're spending a lot of efforts on that particular piece of the industry. When I attended the American Bus Association meeting a couple of months ago, I had an individual that puts together bus groups from another state that said, you know, Missouri is so fortunate because you literally have something for everyone. You have the rural experience, you have the urban experience, you have the agriculture experience, you obviously have the wine trail, all of the wonderful golf, you have the entertainment experience, not only in Branson, Missouri, but also there's such a musical history across our state. There literally is something here for everyone, and it's our challenge to try and target those marketing messages and bring people into the state. What we're finding is that the frugal fatigue is hitting those that are tired of being indoors during this cold winter and a little bit of a chilly beginning of the year that we've had. Some research that has just come forward of moms and will they be taking vacations this next year shows that indeed they will. In fact, they're sharing that they're going to be sacrificing so that they can take their families on vacation. They'll be spending less in their own homes. They'll be spending less on themselves. They'll be looking for travel vacation opportunities for spring break and for this summer. And again, we have a number of those opportunities for them to come to Missouri. And then finally, the international marketing information that we share on pages 28 and 29. The division has, over the last several years, particularly the last 10 years, had a pretty significant impact on the international marketing with, frankly, few dollars. And we do that with a targeted public relations effort, as well as familiarization tours, inviting other countries to come and see what we have to offer. Next week, we're actually hosting a delegation that will be here from Korea, and they'll be visiting a number of Convention and Visitors Bureaus and some of our agritourism assets, and they'll go back to their countries and then share that and potentially bring additional tours in. The international marketing piece is important to focus on today because in about an hour, President Obama is going to sign the Travel Protection Act. I don't think I have the right name. Somebody help me with the
Promotion.
Excuse me, Travel Promotion Act. Thank you. I didn't start with the P. And this act was passed just last week in a bipartisan way by Congress. Missouri's own Congressman Blunt was actually one of the key sponsors of this legislation. And what it will do is open up the opportunity for us to coordinate, sort of like we're doing with our cooperative marketing program with DMOs. We'll be able to add to some federal monies, state monies, to more successfully market the United States to visitors. We already have a history of being successful there, particularly our Germany efforts, because we have a number of German-related opportunities here that all of you are very familiar with. We're also looking at opportunities within some of the states to see where the actual visitors are coming from. I think I went over that pretty quickly. I want you to know where they are as they're coming into the state. And there is a chart that shows you which state that they are coming from. These are our Tier 1 markets that we attempt to focus on, and I'm not finding it, but it is here. And then we have Tier 2 markets. The state of Missouri is within a 1 day's drive to 40% of the country. And that provides us a wonderful opportunity because individuals are driving, as we know, for many of their leisure vacations. Questions? I would just ask for a moment of personal privilege. There are a number of individuals that deserve recognition on behalf of all of the work that they're doing for tourism in Missouri. But there's one that I'd like to particularly recognize today before I finish my final remarks. And it is an honor to have known and worked with this individual way back to my time when I served in the House of Representatives and actually served on the Tourism Committee. Bob Smith was on the Tourism Commission and was appointed by John Ashcroft in May of 1989. And at that time, the fiscal year 1991 budget request, as presented at the May 1989 meeting, was $5.2 million. In February of 1991, he was reappointed to the Tourism Commission, and then in November of 92 through February of 1997, Bob Smith served as chairman of the Tourism Commission. Mr. Smith led the effort for passage of the tourism funding formula, known as House Bill 188, which was signed by Roger Wilson when Roger was acting governor in 1994. In May of 1999, Bob began employment at the Division of Tourism, serving as Director of Governmental Relations from 1991 to 2001, as the Interim Director from September of 2001 until July of 2002, as the Deputy Director from July of 2002 until October of 2006, and again as Interim Director from March of 2008 to November of 2009. He currently is continuing to serve as the Deputy Director. Bob Smith has worked with Governors John Ashcroft, Mel Carnahan, Roger Wilson, Bob Holden, Matt Blunt, and Jay Nixon. He has worked with Lieutenant Governors Mel Carnahan, Roger Wilson, Joe Maxwell, and our own Peter Kinder. As other honors, Mr. Smith has served as the President of the Missouri Press Association and the Missouri Press Service. In 1999, he was rightfully inducted into the Missouri Tourism Hall of Fame, and he was inducted in the Missouri Press Association Hall of Fame in 2005. Please join me in thanking Mr. Smith for his years of service.